Hello, everybody out there, and welcome back to another episode of Anime Weekly. We've got a great, I'm telling you guys, this was a great week once again. I mean, I have very little to nothing, very little. There is something. There's not nothing. Very little bad and a lot of great, and we got the return of something for this episode at least, and we'll talk about that when we get into the list. Pokemon is still on vacation. Well, wait. So, Jeremy, how you doing, by the way?
I'm great. I'm great. We had fun with the otaku half hour that we did over on Frontline. Sorry we had to cut it short, guys, but earlier today was busy, so we had to do a shorter version. But next time we might go a little bit longer next time, just because we cut it short last time. So we'll make it up to you guys.
Oh, absolutely. We will make it a point to make up next Otaku Hour in 4 weeks. Absolutely, 100%. But now, for this episode, like I was saying, Pokemon XYZ. Apparently, it's on a break. Pokemon. I think we mentioned this on the Otaku Hour. Pokemon is a show that's like a year-round show. It really doesn't season itself off until they finish the story, and then they go into a brand new season right away.
Yeah,
Also,
and they also don't go into a new season until the next game drops, because they always have the new season coincide with the new game.
hmm
So that when the kids pick up the game, well, the kids and or the adults who pick up the game will have something to watch that'll coincide with the region they're in, and they can be like, oh yeah, I caught that Pokemon. Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Oh, that's
hmm
cool.
Exactly. So Pokemon's it's an anime that's spring, summer, fall, winter. You'll see it all season
It's
long.
like the Simpsons of It's like the Simpsons of anime. It's never gonna stop.
No, and it's never gonna have like a point where, okay, we're done for the year. See you next year. No, it does not happen that way. I'm sure we're gonna get a movie by the end of XYZ though. I'm almost
Yeah,
positive.
that Hoopa movie was pretty good. That I saw a couple weeks ago on Cartoon Network.
That's the newest one, right?
Yeah, I think so. But I haven't been keeping up with the movies. But that's the most recent one I saw.
Gosh, that's another movie. The two movies, the very first two movies for Pokemon, we definitely got to add those to the.
Oh man, that first one, I still cry when Ash is frozen and
I have the
Pikachu is
soundtrack. I
like,
know. When I was a kid,
uh,
I asked my mom for the soundtrack. Yes, I know.
I used to have the soundtrack too. I love that, and I like the Brothers song. That was always a good one
hmm
during that like clone battle. That was cool.
Oh, by the way, what we're talking about is starting next week, not this episode, next week's episode, which is episode 8, I want to say. I think this is episode 7.
Yeah.
Starting with episode 8, we will be doing this version, which you guys are seeing on YouTube. But let's say you can't catch it on YouTube. If you want to listen to us on the fly, you want to get your Anime Weekly, and you want to get it like on your iPod or your phone or whatever, these episodes will begin being posted, the audio version of it, on SoundCloud. So starting with episode 8, we will be on SoundCloud. And what we were just talking about is once a month there will be an exclusive Anime Weekly episode, which we'll probably call Anime Monthly, since it's once a month. And it will be us talking about, discussing slash reviewing an anime movie of our choosing. The first one is going to be in March, and it will be the latest Naruto movie, Boruto.
Yep.
And after that, there's a huge list of other anime movies. If you'd like to make a suggestion, feel free to comment them in the.
Yeah, and we're doing everything from recent to classics like Akira. We're doing a whole thing on Studio Ghibli for sure. We're definitely gonna go down the list for Studio Ghibli.
Oh yeah,
And I was telling Chris about Wolf Children. I gotta get him to watch that one because that's a really really good movie.
I love
Like,
wolves, so it won't be too hard to get me to watch it. Honestly, I love
yeah,
wolves.
it's a really good one. Although it's a little weird because it's a little bit of a because like it's a half like the children are half human, half wolf, so it's kind of weird. But it's a nice amount of weird.
I'll tell you the truth. If I wasn't so when it came to needles, I'd have a wolf probably already tattooed on the upper part of my arm. So that's just the way I am.
Yep.
And then probably Tommy watches Lion Guard all the time. I love that lion symbol that he puts. I would have
that
that
is
probably
cool.
on this one.
That is cool. I liked Lion Guard, but I feel like that's something I would need to watch with my niece or something. I don't think I could watch it by myself. It doesn't seem.
No, I wouldn't watch it by myself. Personally, I would not watch it by myself. It doesn't interest me that much. But Tommy likes it, so I sit down and I watch it.
It has a really catchy theme song though. I like the theme song.
Oh yeah, Tommy goes around singing it, and so do I on occasions. I'm not embarrassed to say that. I grew up with The Lion King. That was
Yep. That is still my favorite Disney movie of all time.
oh man, no Aladdin, Aladdin, the first Aladdin movie.
Aladdin's in my top five, but it goes for me. It goes like Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, and then Aladdin, and then I don't know what
Everything,
probably Hunchback of Notre Dame. I really like Hunchback of Notre Dame.
yeah, everything you mentioned minus Hunchback of Notre Dame is in my top. Beauty and the Beast kind of got knocked off, and I'm going to explain why. Where I worked, and you know I work with kids. For
Yep.
4 years in a row, we watched Beauty and the Beast every other day. Not 4 years, 2 years in a row. Because two of the classrooms we had, they loved Beauty and the Beast. So we watched it over and over and over. Same thing with Cars and Finding Nemo. We watched it over and over. But for some reason, Finding Nemo got old, but Cars didn't. For some reason, I never got old for me, Cars.
I never got into Cars. Finding Nemo was awesome though. I can't wait for Finding Dory. That's gonna be cool.
That's going to be cool. But to counter your Beauty and the Beast and the mention of Hunchback of Notre Dame, Hercules.
Hercules is awesome. That's the whole reason I got into Greek mythology in the first place. That's what made me a Wonder Woman fan, because I'm like, oh, this is the same stuff from Hercules. And I'm like, okay, cool. And that's how I got into Wonder Woman comics. And I'm like a huge Wonder Woman fan now.
But we've gone way off subject, so let's get back on subject. We do have some Pokemon news, which we will mention in a moment. I'll give you guys a list of the animes we will be covering, though, before we start off. So we've got One Piece, episode 731, Jesus. Naruto Shippuuden, episode 450. Garo season 2, episode 20. I think we're getting very, very close to the end.
Yep, I'm guessing it's going to be like 3-4 episodes more, maybe.
Mm-hmm, exactly. 24, I'd say, would be a nice point to cut. Dragon Ball Super, episode 33. Fairy Tail 98. Divine Gate 8. Luck and Logic. Dimension W 8. Luck and Logic 8. Assassination Classroom Season 2, episode 8. And we are going to end this on an anime that we love so much.
Yep.
I was so happy to see that they brought it back for another special.
I feel like it's a once-a-month thing.
I'm happy that it'll keep us happy for the next 13-ish months. But we got One Punch Man special.
Yep.
Number 3.
One Punch!
Except they don't use the damn theme. Put the freaking intro in it, please.
I mean, it is only 11 minutes, so I feel like the theme song would take up most of the episode.
I'm willing to sacrifice so I could hear that theme, because I'll just play it before I watch the episode anyway.
Yep.
Alright, so we're going to start off with some Pokemon news, however. Nintendo dropped today, or yesterday, and the day before that. Well,
it was on the Nintendo Direct. Yeah, it was like 2 days ago, I want to say.
Yeah, Friday. I think when they opened up Pokemon Direct is when they made the grand announcement.
Yep.
For the new game.
That was a cool ass commercial, by the way. Like that should have been what the Super Bowl commercial was, but the Super Bowl commercial was kind of just, eh.
Yeah, just like, oh, it's there, whatever.
But this was an awesome commercial. I loved seeing how the graphics have evolved. Like, no pun intended for Pokemon, but the graphics have really evolved over the years.
You know what's also coming out this month, and you almost forgot in March? Pokken Tournament.
Oh man. I am really debating on getting a Wii U just for this game.
We're getting it. It's on our list. It's on our pre-order, as a matter of fact. So it's coming for us, definite.
I'm debating on getting a Wii U just for this game.
I think the Wii U's pretty cheap right now, especially because Nintendo basically said they're bringing out the NX by the end of the year.
Oh, if they're bringing out a new system, then I'm going to wait for the new system and then just get that.
As long as it's backwards compatible to Wii U games and Wii games.
Usually Nintendo's good about that. I mean, they've done it for pretty much every system that they had. Like, we could, it's backwards compatible with GameCube, so on and so forth. So I feel like they're not going to screw us over like Xbox did.
True. So what we're talking about, so we can get to the point here, is Pokemon Sun and Moon, which are going to be the two new games for the series in the Game Boy, well, the Game Boy in the DS versions. I don't know the release date, so Jeremy, I think you're
Yeah.
more informed. All I have are the titles, which is
Okay, so it's gonna come out. They said holiday 2016, and that makes sense. They usually come out around November, December, so it's probably gonna be around December, which is gonna be cool. So that means I'm gonna have to buy myself a DS for Christmas because I've been using my cousin's DS to play Pokemon because I broke my DS and I didn't want to buy a
yes,
new
man.
one.
I want to get the updated big screen version.
Oh, that's the one I'm getting. If they release a special edition DS for the game, I'm just gonna buy that one so I can have a DS to match the game.
Same thing,
Because
exactly.
I'm gonna do that because like I felt so mad at myself because I was playing right. My story was I had a 2DS. So like I was playing Mario Kart and I was moving around and like I didn't have a protector on my 2DS. So I'm pretty sure you know where this story is gonna go.
Uh-huh.
I dropped it and it fell down 2 flights of stairs and well yeah, screen go bye bye.
Oh, oh
Yeah,
God, ow.
and I had it for over a year, so the warranty had already expired. So yeah, nope. And I
I'm
didn't.
screwed by a couple of months.
Yeah, I didn't feel like shelling out the extra cash to buy another one. So I just borrowed my cousin's DS whenever he wasn't using it to play Pokemon.
Yeah, well, to be honest, there was really nothing special on the. There's no reason to buy another one. But nowadays they remaster the 3DS with a new joystick and stuff for the newer games. Like certain
Yeah,
games, you can only use that type of
yeah,
X.
yeah.
So it's better.
I'm definitely gonna get it for that. And I can't wait. Once I get it, I'm going to definitely get the retro games that they have in the store. Ah man, I can't wait. Cause I have all the memories of those games, man. That's just a huge part of childhood. So, but yeah, I have a theory about what this game is gonna be like and what this series is gonna like kind of be about.
Which I'm curious. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
curious what your thoughts are.
Okay, so we know that in every Pokemon game, the region is based on a specific country, right? So,
Right.
what is it? Black and White was based in New York. Um, what the X and Y was based in France, and then the original generation ones were based in Japan.
Fan. Right.
And we haven't had a Japanese centric new game in a long time. And this is the first game that's not related to a color or a metal. So
Right.
what I'm thinking is because it's titled Sun and Moon and because Japan hasn't had since Pokemon hasn't had a game that's marketed towards its domestic audience, since usually Pokemon's more of a worldwide thing, so they've been trying to cater to the more global audience. I think they're going to go back to Japan for the setting basis,
And the
and
moon.
yeah, I'm gonna get to why the sun and the moon are important. So if you look at the patterns for legendaries, right? Legendaries are often based on particular religions and religious icons and mythology.
Right.
Like the three birds. Moltres is based on a phoenix. Articuno is based on a Chinese ice bird of mythology, and Zapdos is based on another Japanese mythological bird. Same with Ho-Oh and Lugia are two protectors of two ancient Shinto temples in Japan, the Gold Temple and the Silver Temple. And then Regirock, Reggie-Ice, and Reggie-Steel.
It's at this moment that you guys realize how deep Jeremy goes into Pokemon.
Oh, I've studied Pokemon mythology a lot. I could be a professor.
I personally, so this is why when people ask me deep questions like, did you know this pays homage to, or did you know this represents something? I'm like,
I could be a professor, guys. Like, if Oak is looking for an assistant, I'm just saying, I'll take the job. I'm in college right now. I could change my major to Pokemon. I'll get a degree in Pokemon.
you got my vote.
But yeah, so Regirock, Reggie-Ice, and Reggie-Steel, they're based on the Jewish golems. Kyogre and Groudon are based on Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza are based on the Norse creatures that are like the Leviathan, the giant creature of the earth, and the dragon that's going to be the herald of God. And what is it? Arceus is obviously God itself. And then there's a lot of different other ones. But anyway, back to Sun and Moon. What I think is going to happen for Sun and Moon, if you guys are fans of Naruto, you'll recognize these names. But I think Sun and Moon, the legendaries will reflect the Japanese god of the moon, Tsukuyomi, and the Japanese god of the sun, Amaterasu. So I think that's where Sun and Moon are going to come from, and it's going to be based in Japan, and it's going to revolve around the clash between the sun and the moon, and the whole story behind the Great Solar Eclipse. That's this whole big story in Japanese mythology.
Is it going to involve day and night also, like certain?
Oh yeah. It's probably going to definitely be like that. So they're going to bring more of those, because I know
Eevee does that.
Yeah, Umbreon and Espeon are a big thing. So I'm hoping those are going to be like more. I'm hoping Dark and Light Pokemon are going to be more powerful in this game.
Well, I think that this will be the first game that it's official that fairy types will be a type in a game, because they didn't do that in Soul Silver. Yeah, they didn't do that in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. They didn't do that yet.
Yep. So I'm hoping that Fairy will count as the Light type, and I'm hoping Light and Dark Pokemon will be a big part in this. It's going to be really interesting. I think it's really cool, and connecting it back to Naruto, Tsukuyomi is the jutsu on the moon that Madara used to put everybody into a permanent dream. So it's connected again. It connected to that moon god. So yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think that Sun and Moon's theme is going to be about. It's going to be really cool. I'm just interested to see what new Pokemon they're going to bring in, because the one thing I always love is the fact that they bring in new Pokemon and what kind of new ideas they have for them.
I'm interested too, and also the cards, by the way. I was telling you right before we started, Generations is beginning, and that's going to be all the original Pokemon plus a few others, I believe. There's already a Mew pin pack that came out with them, and the artwork looks great. It's going to be fun to see the 150 certain ones in EX and full art form.
Oh man, when I was little, I memorized the entire Pokerap. And you had to go through the entire week to know the entire Pokerap. You had to watch it every single day on Kids WB to know all 150.
No, you just had to do what I did, buy the CD. Waste money on a CD.
Well, I mean, I saved every episode of Pokemon for the entire first season.
Me too. I had to.
So yeah, that was a big thing. Don't expect us to do the Pokerap on camera though, because it's been a long time.
That's right, and it's been about 700 Pokemon later. All right, so that's enough Pokemon. Let's talk animes that have been out today, or this week, I should say, and we're going to start with One Piece 731, and there's a reason we're starting with One Piece. I was talking with Jeremy about it today, and I think we both agree, after this week's episode, which was basically the exact same thing we've been getting for the past 4 weeks now, we feel, and I'll let you tell your side after I mentioned it, we're going to take One Piece and we're going to stick it as an exclusive anime for the Otaku Hour. It progresses so damn...
It doesn't mean we're going to drop it, you guys. We're still watching One Piece. It's just we're not going to talk about it on a week-to-week basis. Unless something big happens. If something big happens, we'll probably talk about it on a week.
And then Jeremy's going to have to tell me, because I'm probably going to binge watch the 4 episodes otherwise.
Alright, I'll definitely do that.
So you're going to have to tell me, Jeremy, because I'm going to cut it off my watch every week list and just wait for the Otaku Hour weekend and binge the 4 episodes.
Oh, okay.
So you'll have to let me know should anything happen out of the ordinary and something we need to discuss.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out. But yeah, guys, we're not dropping it like we did Gundam, but we're going to just move it, because it's better to watch in chunks, I feel, One Piece.
And since we're moving One Piece off, that means Naruto Shippuden is definitely a solid, because a lot of these other shows are going to be, like Dragon Ball Super, I feel like very soon it's going to go on a little bit of a break. Pokemon's going to be on a break for another 10 weeks. Garo's about to end, probably. Fairy Tail.
Well, Dragon Ball Super was our... Dragon Ball Super was already on a break. It was already on a break for a little bit after the Frieza arc, so I feel like it already took its hiatus. So we'll be good for a while. Because it's slated for 100 episodes at least before it has to get renewed again. So
Okay, so we've got a Whopper Dragon Ball then. Also, maybe Fairy Tail will take a small break after Zero. I don't know. I'm not positive. Everything else is like at episode 8, so I don't think anything's going anywhere for a while.
Yep. Naruto Shippuden will keep though because the filler is over. Well, I mean technically the filler's over, but we're gonna get some interesting origin arcs for Itachi and then for Kaguya Otsutsuki. So we're gonna still talk about Naruto because now we're actually getting into relevant stuff to what's going on in the story.
So before we move away from One Piece completely, same shit happens. They're running, and they're wasting time to get Luffy back, and he's at now 60 seconds. It's been a month, and we are just now hitting. He only needs one more minute.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of during the Android saga when Goku had the heart attack and
Yes.
they had to stall until Goku could wake up from his coma.
About 2 months later, about
Yep.
maybe longer.
Yeah, so that's what that reminded me of, and that was the same struggle and frustration I felt during that time in Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, sir, it was. So now let's go into Naruto Shippuden episode 450, and weirdly enough,
This was a cool episode. I will admit, this was a pretty cool episode.
also, I will get into the episode, but the end of the episode was the most important for me because I had to confirm it with you. Because in the end, it backs out from Naruto's mom, and you see all of these people that are cocooned on this tree stump.
That's the people stuck in the dream.
Right, and then you see Naruto, Sasuke, and
Kakashi.
Yeah, and the other one, the girl. Sakura. All in this bubble, being protected from being caught.
They're in Sasuke's Susanoo. Yeah, they're in Sasuke's Susanoo shield.
So at least we get. I mean, we haven't seen that for a very long time. At least we got to see something in present day.
We haven't seen regular present day in about a year.
So it must have been nice for you. I'm sure you probably lost it for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, where is this for real? That's how I knew we were getting into actual relevant stuff, at least in the backstory, because this is Sasuke explaining why he wants to become Hokage, because he found out about Itachi's backstory. So he's telling Itachi's story to Kakashi and them.
Yeah, while they're in the bubble. So that's the next one.
Yep. And then once Kaguya comes out, Kaguya is going to explain her story and why she's trying to destroy the ninja world.
And then we get back to present day?
Yep, and then they have to fight Kaguya, and then that's the final battle. So
okay, so technically we have 3 more not present day story arcs before
it's two origin kind of information arcs, and then the final battle.
Well, no, and then there's also the origin of the bad guy.
I don't know. Yeah, it's Itachi's origin, and then Kaguya's origin, and then the Kaguya battle, and then and then after the Kaguya battle, we have the Naruto versus Sasuke final fight to decide who gets to become Hokage after Kakashi.
Which kind of was spoiled thanks to the Boruto movie, so we all know that Naruto is going to win.
I mean, and the series is called Naruto, not Sasuke, so.
Which this episode, speaking of this episode, was all about one of the recent, or the last battle between Naruto, well, in the dream world, between Naruto and Sasuke, and it kind of ending in a draw. And
actually, what I thought was interesting about that is if you've read the manga or at least played the game, that fight mirrors exactly how the fight in the ending is going to go, except it's a little different. It's way different because stuff happens. It's way more intense, but that's pretty much how the fight in the end of the anime is going to go, but just a lot just way more like up the level of intensity there.
Gotcha. So I'm looking forward to that.
But it does end in a draw. But it does end in a draw, though. I will say that it does end in a draw. But Sasuke concedes.
I feel like, I'll be honest with you, when it comes to Sasuke and Naruto, it'll always be a draw. They're friends. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's the same with Goku and Vegeta, who they're actually based off of, which is cool. I've always liked that. Exactly.
One will never, like Naruto got stronger faster than Sasuke, but Sasuke and him are on the same level right now. Neither one is stronger than the other, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
each one has their strength for a different reason. Naruto has the strength of heart. Sasuke has the strength of a warrior. It's just
Yeah, the only person that's gonna still be completely outclassed in their team is Sakura, because Sakura she doesn't really need it.
yeah. I was gonna say she's not at this point. Her relevance between Naruto and Sasuke is like nil. So when they were a team, though, I used to love. I remember when I first started watching Shippuden, I loved watching the three of them. The three of them together were always really great, though.
Yeah, you missed this part of the fight earlier on in the anime when they actually reunited again and they fight Madara, who is the bad guy right now, and it's really really cool. You get to play through that part in the game though,
Awesome. I'm gonna get to that.
so yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's definitely something to look forward to.
I'm gonna be doing an FLI on Naruto. I'm looking at them in order. I'm probably gonna do Naruto first because Street Fighter V we have to wait till frickin' June until it's even relevant as a game.
Yeah, June is when I'm gonna actually get the game. I'll probably buy the collector's edition in June
There
if
you
it's
go.
if it's still available.
Oh, I'm sure it will be because there was 41,000. There's no way it'll sell out. No way. So no, but I'm saying Street Fighter isn't relevant right now. So Naruto is probably going to be where I go for FLI right now first.
Yep, and once you get Plus, we'll definitely have to have a match or two.
Oh, absolutely. All right, so let's go into Garo Season 2, episode number 20. I believe we're getting closer to the end. You got the watchdogs that want Raikou to kill Semi. I finally remembered the name of the woman after, the whole season, and probably, there's like 4 episodes left. Semi is being possessed, or, excuse me, she is the vessel to this evil alchemist, whatever it is, from the moon.
The moon is just it's just a recurring theme this episode.
Wait, what? For Garo?
No, just in general, we talked about the moon like 3 times already.
I know, isn't that crazy? That's right. Are there any more moon ones?
Well, Naruto involved the moon. We got Pokemon that involved our Pokemon talk involved the moon, and this also involved the moon.
That's right. Did you watch this entire episode? This was the first episode.
I skipped around.
Yes! This was the first episode of Garo. I started to get bored like 15 minutes in, and I started skipping around till the end.
Yeah, because you can tell it's winding up, and because we didn't watch the first season, like we're not as hooked, into the stuff that they're wrapping up because we don't know what's going on.
Exactly, we're literally watching it because we have it in our. We just have it. We've been doing it since the beginning, so we can't just drop it out of nowhere. It's not bad. It's good. It's just we didn't start at the beginning.
Which we probably should have, speaking in hindsight. But, that's too much to catch up on at one time.
Oh, yeah, especially because we only made it to, like, episode 5. So that's 15 minus about 2 or 3 episodes that we've done already, episodes. So anything above 10 is just impossible.
Yeah, no, thanks.
But it's a good series, I would say, if you want to binge watch your way up to here, or if you want to start with it now, and then maybe by the time you guys get to the point where we're at, which will be the finale of the series, you'll enjoy it. Maybe in bulk or through the whole series, it's worth a watch.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe when it ends, we'll go back to season 1 and do like a full review retrospective thing.
Exactly. So I think it's really good. I think that especially if I would have watched everything, I would be deeper into Garo, and that's why.
Yeah. It's just we're not as invested because we jumped on with season 2, which actually season 2 we had a really good jumping on point with the first episode. So I don't feel too bad.
Right. Exactly. But because we had to skip about 10, 12 episodes, we missed out on 12 episodes worth of stuff.
Yep, and I had to read the wiki summary to understand what was going on with the curse and everything. So, there's always that if you need to fill in the gaps for anime, guys. Wiki is your best friend for that.
Exactly. That's what kids use to cheat on tests nowadays, Wikipedia. Which is a bad thing because people can edit Wikipedia whenever they want.
Yep.
So 2-1, your teacher went on there, changed the answers on purpose, and when she sees her own answers on the test, she's going to be like, you fail.
Yeah, George Washington apparently died in 2014.
Seriously?
Yeah, according to Wikipedia. And you know, if it's on Wikipedia, it must be true.
Could somebody put on Wikipedia that I make $1 million a week? Or $1,000 a week? I'll accept 1,000 at this point a week. If it's on there, it has to be true. Government, I need them checks. All right. Dragon Ball Super 33. Now this, holy crap, Jeremy, this. I was...
Yeah,
Yes.
we're back. We're back in the old days of the tournament, people.
With the
and
fucking...
it was fucking awesome.
It was Winnie the Pooh getting his butt kicked by Goku.
What kind? Man, you never thought you'd be able to say that sentence. What kind of weird fan fiction is this? Winnie the Pooh versus Goku.
Where's Christopher Robin?
Oh bother.
Oh, bother's right. He got tossed out of the ring. What I didn't understand, though, in every other tournament, when one wins, both step out and two new opponents.
Well, okay, because this is a different tournament style. Apparently, this is a free for all. It's like a survival tournament. Like you know how in fighting games they have like survival mode. This is basically on survival mode, which is why Goku didn't use all his power at once. Well, that's what he was talking about. He couldn't. He didn't want to transform early on because he wanted to save his energy for later on in the fight.
So he's going to be able to fight again, you think?
Oh no, no. Once you're out, you're out. Like the other people have to take over.
But it's going to be interesting because they're one person behind. I wonder if Goku...
They're technically two people behind, actually, because Boo failed. Because, you know, he fell asleep.
Well, that's what I mean. They're one person behind because of Boo, and now they lost Goku.
Yeah, so they're technically losing right now.
Mm-hmm. And the next episode has Piccolo versus... Well, let's get into this episode first. The whole Goku Winnie the Pooh fight was hilarious. I loved it.
He even has the red shirt and everything too. It's not just like he isn't just a big blue bear. He also has the red shirt and everything. So it's like Winnie the Pooh on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
It was so funny and it was so weird. Goku kept trying to punch him and he's like, "It's not working. What the heck is going on?" And I love Vegeta. He's like, "Kakarot, use your head." He's like, "Gotcha." He tries to headbutt Winnie the Pooh.
And it didn't work.
It's so funny, man. It's just, oh my god.
And then finally he realizes to grab underneath, take up bounds, and he just tossed him out of the ring.
That was funny. And then, like, Ciampa had a temper tantrum because he's like, "When I saw you last time, you could barely move." He's like, "Well, duh, I was in a fat suit. Of course I couldn't move. I had, like, a ton of training clothes on." And he's like, no fair, you didn't tell me about this. You didn't say you were that strong. You cheated, do over. He was throwing a little temper tantrum. That was hilarious.
So then we got to see Frost, and Frost is is literally a mirror opposite of Frieza. He's the galaxy's hero.
It was so cool. It was pretty awesome.
I was cheering for Frost. He was so nice.
It seemed he was pretty awesome. He was like, I save children. I help relief effort for war-torn planets. I defeat evildoers. He's pretty much Goku if Goku actually had a brain.
He's the Goku of the Dimension 6, which is what I was saying is, Dimension 6 doesn't look so bad. I mean, maybe the Namekians are evil since it's a mirror.
I mean, their Earth was destroyed, but I mean, if you move your Earth into Universe 6, then you'll be all right. Like, that's fine.
I could see this happening though, because I think this would be a good thing, kind of, for Dragon Ball Super, because that means it's not just Earth anymore. They're in a new dimension, and they've got to for a time at least readjust, and then I'm sure there'll be another tournament, because it always begins with a tournament and it ends with a tournament. So do
you think they're gonna lose this first tournament and they'll have a rematch tournament later on or something?
Dragon Ball Super is about to end. Absolutely.
I think that could be interesting. I think they might lose this first tournament and then they'll have to do a rematch tournament to get back to their dimension.
Mm-hmm.
That could be cool.
But in the meantime, they'd be with all these other new characters.
Which could be really cool because, like, the Saiyans still live on Planet Salad, which is cool. All their vegetable names. And it's pretty awesome. And like we said, Frost is such a nice guy. He shook Goku's hand, and Goku's just like, "What?" And then, like, before the match starts, he turns to the crowd and he's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, I know right now we are meeting as enemies, but this is just a martial arts match. Hopefully afterwards we can all shake hands and be friends." I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this guy seems so awesome. And then when the announcer tells us his Frost backstory, everybody starts cheering on Frost as much as they're cheering on Goku.
Because he's a
Even
good
much,
guy.
even much so when Goku was beating the crap out of Frost, Bulma's cheering on Frost to hang on. I'm like, you know what? I would cheer him on too. Because he's not a bad guy. He's pretty awesome.
Well, we'll see what happens next week. Because
Yeah, and then
apparently he slow punched Goku.
yeah, he has like a
Goku
secret.
faked it.
No,
Goku faked
I think he has like this secret ability where he can catch the punch and then drain somebody of their power. Because that seemed to be what happened here. Because Goku was kicking the crap out of him, but when he actually caught Goku's punch, he was able to like drain his power or something. Which and then so he passed out and Frost was able to kick him out of the ring.
it. Maybe. I don't know. But it was crazy. That was crazy.
I'm wondering how Piccolo is going to stand up to this guy, but I think it's going to be down to Vegeta. I think Vegeta's going to take down Frost.
Yeah, and then Maka is going to wipe the floor with the rest of Dimension 6. If they're going to keep Dimension Earth and Dimension.
Yeah. If they're going to actually win.
Hmm. I think they're gonna have to win though for the sole purpose of Beerus, you know.
Yeah, and also like it would be weird if they don't win because we wouldn't get to see all the characters from Universe 6 fight
Hmm.
because if they're just stuck on Frost and Frost beats everybody, then we wouldn't get to see the Saiyan guy fight or the giant robot guy. I'm kind of curious about the giant robot guy.
That's gonna lose in 5 seconds, I guarantee you.
Yeah. But I want to see what the Saiyan guy can do because, like, apparently he's never seen Super Saiyan before, so nobody on his Earth has gone Super Saiyan.
Hmm.
Because we know that the transformations are the same because Goku is aware of all of Frost's transformations when because he's like, I know you can transform, so go ahead and transform. And then when he transforms into the third form, he's like, I know you have one more. Go ahead and do that. There's no use in holding back. And he's like, well, how do you know where you're holding back? Because I was too. And he goes Super Saiyan and just like, oh
He's
yeah.
like, I know Frieza from my world. I know Frieza, and you're full of it. I know you've got another form. And he first transformation, he's like, dude.
And I really like his explanation because Frost says the only reason he's never gone into his final form except for the one time is because
he killed somebody.
yeah, he killed somebody on accident when he didn't really need to. And I like that. He's very much a hero. He didn't like the fact that he killed somebody.
Hmm. He couldn't control his final form. He couldn't control the power.
Yeah, so that was really cool.
I liked it. I think this episode really brought the series up for me, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Really.
Dragon Ball always knows how to do tournaments. So when you're doing a tournament, you can guarantee the Dragon Ball is going to be awesome.
I 100% agree. I really enjoyed it. I've been recommending Dragon Ball Super for any fan of Dragon Ball Z that watched. And you know what's ironic? Dragon Ball was created in February 1986. I was born May 1986. Dragon Ball is officially 4 months older than me. No, February, March, April, May. 3 months older than me.
I think that Dragon Ball Super is more for Dragon Ball fans than Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Because Super is a lot more comedic, and some people might not appreciate that because they like a lot more of the serious tone that Dragon Ball Z took, which I can understand because it was interesting with the more serious stories. But I just love how funny it is.
Yeah, same thing. I enjoyed the. Go ahead. It's over there. Sorry, interruption. Dragon Ball was I like Dragon Ball. I enjoy Dragon Ball a lot. So, I don't mind the change into a more comedic, less serious, because the serious took too long. If you remember,
Yeah.
mention the android.
Because they would sit there and they would stare at each other, and they would sit there and talk, or they would sit there and charge. There's a lot of standing in the air, like there was just a lot of just kind of standstill moments for Dragon Ball Z, whereas opposed to Dragon Ball, there's just a lot more funny moments and a lot more just kind of joking around and playing.
Exactly. I liked it though. I mean, I can appreciate Dragon Ball Super. You're welcome. Thank you for interrupting. Though And this is why one day I'm going to have my own house, far away from everybody, with only me having the key to the door. Nobody will come in, ever. It'll have a big red light in the front of the door, and it'll be on all the time, and it'll always say, recording, please do not enter. And then I will become Master Roshi. I will become a perverted hermit.
I was gonna say, I was
Up to like a big muscular guy and do a Kamehameha.
You're gonna have a giant turtle shell on your back, reading Playboy magazines all day, watching porno tapes.
Well, technically, Playboy doesn't show naked women anymore, so not Playboy. But I know what the turtle shell either. I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Maybe I'll get the turtle shell backpack, but I definitely won't be wearing a gigantic turtle shell on my back. That's for sure.
That probably would cause some major lumbar problems anyway.
Mm-hmm. But till then, fairy tale episode. Wait for it. Okay, fairy tale episode 98. Jeremy, you have me cringing every episode that comes out because I know it's going to be bad. And the end of this episode, I feel like the bad is starting.
Oh yeah, it got real fast. Like I said during Otaku Hour when I tried to tease this episode, this is where the bad is gonna start, guys. And I'm telling you, when this arc ends, you're gonna see me in tears. You're gonna see me in tears because, dude, this is gonna be sad. But yeah, so last episode, the team learned magic from Zeref, and they're getting ready to fight Blue Skull.
A Blue Skull.
And so they come up with a plan. They rally the townspeople behind them, and they attack the guild. They manage to trap the guild master, and they're trying to get the Tenro orb back. But what they find out is the Tenro orb is not some sacred, like very valuable treasure. It's actually a magic, ancient, evil artifact that steals away the spirit of this evil dragon, and no human should touch it unless they want to get possessed by the dragon. And guess what happens? Yuri touches it, and he gets possessed by an evil dragon.
Wait, isn't this how Prek goes evil, though?
This is not how Prek goes evil. Prek goes evil because of something else. I'll tell you more about that off camera.
Is it going to be in Zero, though?
What happens at the end of Zero is what causes Prek to start on the path to go evil. He doesn't go evil right away, but he starts down the path.
Oh, okay, so he starts to do bad things.
Because of what happens at the end, because of all the tragedy that happens at the very end.
So he basically gets scarred from being good, so he starts.
It's kind of like a Vader thing, you know. He tried to do the good thing, and then somebody important to him was lost. I'll spoil that. Somebody important to him is lost, and so he ends up trying to do experiments and stuff, try to bring that person back, and he ends up experimenting with dark magic.
And it turns him evil.
Yep.
Oh boy. Prekt. It's gonna be hard seeing him evil. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's gonna be hard seeing him evil.
Well, technically he's dead in present day now because he was killed during an arc when they fought him.
Oh, good.
But if you go back and you watch Fairy Tail from the beginning, you'll get to see him evil and then die. But
he's not around anymore. He's done.
Oh no, he died. He got killed.
Okay, good.
By Zeref, actually. He was killed by Zeref.
Good. Very good.
Yep.
Then I won't have to worry about seeing him evil. When we go back to present day, it'll be something completely different.
Yep. Oh, man. But yeah, Yuri is now possessed by an evil dragon trying to wreck the town, and Mavis has a plan to save Yuri, and yes, she does, and what's the repercussions of that plan? Oh my gosh. I'm not ready, guys. I'm just not ready.
I'll ask you off camera if she does. Well, obviously she's probably going to save Yuri, but there's going to be a catch.
Yep. And actually, the theme song spoils that. The theme song spoils that part of it. I'll say that.
I know that part. You told me that part already.
Yep. The theme song spoils a lot of stuff. Like, if you haven't read the manga, you won't understand. But if you've read the manga, you know that the theme song spoils a lot of the story when you think about it.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. But I love Fairy Tail. It's one of my favorite, and I really want to go back, watch Season 1, and then I want to go back even further and watch the 92 episodes I missed in this season. Well,
actually, the first series of Fairy Tail was like 130, and then they have the 98 the new series, and yeah.
I gotta watch both, so I'm gonna see if I can binge. Maybe when Fairy Tale goes on break, I'll go back to the very beginning and start with
Yeah,
the movie,
the first 50 are on Netflix, and I'm pretty sure you can get the others on DVD. Because I know my friend has a lot of Fairy Tale on DVD.
or I could just use what we use.
Oh yeah, that too.
I'm probably gonna do that. So, but I want to do it. I want to catch up, and maybe we'll add that. It depends because so far it looks like for the spring, we're going to only be adding like one or two more animes. It looks like it's very bleak this.
Oh crap! That reminds me. I forgot to. Renfro told us about Baku no Hero dropping a new trailer. I forgot to watch that trailer.
It's okay.
So
We'll do it next week.
yeah.
But that's going to be one of them. But I think that's really it.
Unless that One Punch, the anime by the guy who made One Punch Man, if that comes out during the summer, we're definitely gonna add that.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm sure there'll be other number ones. I think where we get our anime, we got to keep our eye out starting the middle of next month when spring starts to see if any new number ones hit and if we're going to be interested in them.
Yep.
So we don't find like a number 4 and we got to go back 3 episodes to catch up.
Like we did for a lot of the beginning
Basically,
of the show.
our entire top 5, except for One Punch Man,
Yep.
which I did, but you didn't. But I did. So basically, our top 5 this week, we had to go back to watch the first couple episodes. So let's get into our top 5 and start with Divine Gate, episode number, what do you call it? 8.
It's 8. Yep.
They're all 8s. We're in all 8s now. And I gotta be honest, last week's episode, Jeremy, I was starting to question because it looked like they went all the way to the end. It's like we're already at the point where this is gonna end.
Yeah, but this episode it really progressed the plot because you actually get to see because in the beginning of the season in the first 4 episodes they explain the origins of our main characters and what their wishes are. We see in this episode the sources of their wishes full front because we see Akane's dad, we see Midori's friend.
Mm-hmm.
She's with Oz for some reason, so I don't know where that's.
Apparently, they go through the Divine Gate and they end up in the other. Well, at least the friend and
she ended up in Oz, so she's with Oz now, and she's like one of Oz's servants. And apparently Akane's dad works for Loki as a scientist.
Mm-hmm. Loki stole him away.
Yeah, so
Loki's the real evil, and so is the Council. The Council basically doesn't want.
Well, I think the Council is being puppeted by Loki, so yeah.
Right. And Loki wants to use the Divine Gate to restart everything from the beginning.
Because he just likes to watch people struggle and all that stuff, because he's just a demented bastard. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's really interesting. I like that we get to see that progression, and I like that Alto finally has his own wish now.
Yep.
To find out what really happened to his brother and why his brother is this way, and hopefully we'll get to see a showdown between him and his brother, because that'll be really cool. But I like how they progressed everything, and Santa is a badass, man.
Yes, we get like a little bit more of a background for Santa Claus. We find out we find out that they actually fast forwarded a bit, but then they went back and they showed that he's the reason why the 3 of them survived along with the other 2. The students, basically. He's the reason why the students survived. And then the students kind of divide because the 3 that we talk about, the main 3 characters, want to side with Santa Claus and go save Arthur because they know Loki is evil.
Yeah, because basically, guys, Loki possessed Arthur and made Arthur into like this dark king.
Yeah, this dark puppet king. And the other 3 I swear that kid is such a dumbass. I wanted to slap him.
Yeah, the kid that worked with Loki, that Genji guy, I fucking hate him. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, they basically turn themselves into the council. They say that Arthur was they had no clue. They don't get in trouble, but the other 3 that don't go back, Loki wants to know where they are so he could. Basically, he wants to stop them because he knows that Santa's going to take.
And those other 3 kids were dumb because they're like they told the council, yeah, Arthur is evil. I'm like, Arthur is not evil, guys. You saw what happened. You saw Loki possess him.
That was crazy. But the other 3 end up. Santa Claus is a badass, like you said. He ended up covering them as they escaped, And then apparently, who was introduced in this episode? The one that writes the poetry.
Shakespeare.
And he writes this poem, and all of a sudden the three students disappear at the end of the episode, and it's like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, apparently, and Shakespeare's a little girl in this one. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, all right.
I liked it. I thought it was cool. I thought that was very cool.
Yeah, so it was pretty awesome. I'm wondering where they're going now, if they're heading towards the gate, or what obstacles they're going to have to go through to get to the gate this time. Since we found out that it was Oz who called down the Norse gods, so we know they won't have to deal with that again when they try to go to the gate. So we'll see what they have to deal with specifically.
Exactly. I think Divine Gate definitely pulled itself back up. I was worried that I was going to start getting bored with it, because it's like they got to the point already, so now how are they going to handle the other figure if they made it to the very end, how they were going to handle the last 5 episodes. But now we're at episode 8. I think this is at least a 20-episode series.
Yeah, this will probably be a 24-episode one and done.
Exactly. Now, speaking of one and done, I think this will be seasoned off, and that's Dimension W, Dimension W in general. I believe that Dimension W is definitely something that can season off very well.
I think it'll get a season 2, especially with, like, we got developments on the Prince guy. We found out the Prince guy's backstory, and that he's adopted, actually, and then, like, his father actually was able to have a son, so now he's in charge of taking care of his little brother. So now his little brother feels responsible because last episode they got caught in this storm, and so the older brother, who's the prince, ends up getting, like, is it like hypothermia? Like, what was wrong with him? Like,
that sphere, that sphere that attacked the ship?
Yeah.
It through him, and it went through one of the bounty hunters, and apparently in doing that, it rendered them unconscious, and they're, like, in a comatose state now.
Okay.
I don't know. That part was kind of like, I didn't care. I wanted to go back to, I forgot what the main character, the guy.
Kyo.
I wanted to go back to Kyo and Mira. I wanted to go back to them. I didn't care what the bounty hunters or anything else. I could care less about them, honestly. And I usually just skipped over. I didn't skip it. I watched the whole episode beginning to end, but I wanted to go to the other one. Did you notice the main theme, by the way? Ever since last episode where we found out about Kyo's girlfriend, now that...
the girlfriend.
The scene where they're on top of the water, now she's not shadowed anymore. She's like a full, like, you get to see her full body.
Yep, and you actually see another vision of her at the end of the episode. So that was cool. And at the very end of the episode, we have a cliffhanger of Kyo. It looks like Kyo's going to have to battle Loser.
Yeah.
So.
And he's definitely got PTSD from this Easter Island, that's for sure, because now he wants to go full steam ahead to the middle of the island. I guess that's going to be where we get another flashback of where he kind of KO'd.
Yeah. And I really like when we heard Loser's backstory, I'm excited to see him getting a rematch with Kyo.
Me too, and I'm just digging it. This series is awesome.
And the theme song is great. I mean, and I like how, like, Kyo has a little dance in the beginning too. I thought that's cool.
This is my official new favorite theme song. Since One Punch Man went off, this is the theme song I'll listen to every time the anime plays. I will listen to the theme song.
Although I haven't found an anime with a theme song that I don't like yet. I mean, except for the ones where they change the anime from the cool one.
To be honest, I hate Divine Gate's intro.
Really? You don't like the Divine Gate? You don't like the Divine Gate theme song?
All the other animes, I've listened to their intros at least once. I don't like the music connected with the intro to Divine Gate. No.
I mean, it's all right. It's not anything great. I don't mind it, but, like, I can understand skipping through it.
I like Fairy Tail Zero. Is that like the main music, or that's just
that's just the Zero theme.
Oh.
That's just the Zero theme.
I'm sad. I like it. Oh well, I'll find it on the internet and I'll remember it, because Zero's gonna probably end in 2 more episodes anyway.
Fairy Tail has some badass battle music though. You hear the battle music during this episode actually when they're fighting Blue Skull. Fairy Tail has some of the best battle theme music in the shonen.
I wish they'd make a CD of it. I would definitely listen to it.
That would be cool.
All right, Luck and Logic, episode number 8. I liked this episode
I
so
enjoyed
much.
I enjoyed this episode a lot, especially because we get to see just how badass Chief Veronica is.
Yes.
Like, holy crap.
And we get to see a little bit more of the Snake God. I
who
like it.
who is Quetzalcoatl from Aztec mythology, so a little bit of my heritage there. The Mexican snake god. That was cool. I like how he's a tiny little thing. It's adorable, man. It's and he's like he's basically like a tapeworm. He's eating everything, and
He's like a tapeworm Meowth. I like him.
Chloe was so pissed that he ate all the pizza. She's like, you asshole, I want my pizza back. I want my pizza back. That was funny. Um, oh man.
Veronica resigns because she wants to go save her priest and
Her
stuff.
teacher, yeah.
And he was involved in some shady business, and it's up to Yoshi and Athena to save her. And also the snake god, and I forgot what the other girl's name was, went with him.
Yukari.
Kari went with him. And they ended up saving Veronica, but Veronica had a hard time believing her instructor was involved in shady.
Yeah, he was doing experiments on foreigners to figure out if they could, like, basically do what Yukari did and trance with a foreigner.
Mm-hmm.
And merge with like the powerful monsters.
An overtrance. They wanted an overtrance where they can merge permanently together.
Yep. And it wasn't with like a god type of foreigner. It was like with one of the monster types.
Mm-hmm. And they found his logic card, but he had already lost most of his logic, so I don't know if that saved him or not.
And also, Veronica felt really bad because she was about to kill an innocent foreigner because she thought that the foreigner was responsible for, killing her teacher like that. And I thought it was kind of ironic that she wanted revenge, and her partner is Nemesis, who is the Greek goddess of revenge. So I thought that was kind of cool. I like that little theme there.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was. I just really enjoyed the episode. The action was great. The story was really good.
I like that scene. I really like that scene where Athena falls off the cliff.
And he jumps down and grabs her, and they trance the very last.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was really cool.
I love Yoshi's character. His heart. He's got a heart that.
Yeah, he's developed really well too, and I love his relationship with Athena. It's so awesome. I really hope those two end up together. They've got to.
They will. I think that they will. I think that's like something that's like running, and you could see that it's going to happen in the end.
Yeah, and even Olga's not a bad guy anymore. He's not a douche. I like him. He's just kind of there. He's just there.
He's like Vegeta now. He looked like he was potentially going to be a bad guy, but he could, they could flip-flop it again in a second if Lucifer and him get together.
Yeah.
Or Lucifer's a good guy,
Yeah, or he could do what, Yukari did with the snake, with Quetzalcoatl, and actually when they bond, end up turning Lucifer into a good guy.
It could go one of two ways, honestly. So we have to just wait as viewers, and this is another series that definitely has potential to have more than one season. That's for sure.
Yeah, and especially because it doesn't have a manga to go off of,
exactly. It has
so it doesn't have to limit itself like that.
Just like Yu-Gi-Oh, it's based off of a card game, just like Pokemon, based off of a card game. And look at how long Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon have been out. There's new series for both. Luck and Logic can last forever because there's no boundary by book.
Yeah, and it's not like they're going to run out of gods to use. Like, there's an infinite number of gods.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Divine Gate showed Scandinavian gods. Was it Scandinavian?
Yeah, Scandinavian, Norse, the same thing.
There you go. So there you go. So you have a lot of gods out there. So I think it's 100% possible. All right. Assassination Classroom, episode number 8 for season 2. This was the conclusion to the Reaper story arc.
Yeah, and it was basically, Operation Rescue Professor Bitch. And they did rescue Professor Bitch and the rest of Class E. And I liked that when Koro Sensei got captured, his way of breaking out of the cell, he's like, I can lick the bars.
Yeah,
and he'll take
his saliva and his lick is good for anti him.
Oh man, I thought that was funny. And then the students convince Karasama Sensei to save Professor
Yeah,
Bitch.
because she's against them. She tries to kill. She doesn't care that the students are gonna die. She goes. Her and Reaper are super close to the point where she's willing to kill the guy that she's crushing, the Kurosama that she's been crushing on since the beginning of season 2.
But then you find out her backstory, and you understand why she is the way she is, and why she connects with the kids. Because the whole theme of this anime is the fact that are we really a product of our environment? Because because we're in Class E, are we the failures? Are we the fuck ups? Because we're in this area that's full of violence and killing, can we only be a killer? Can we be something more? And the students taught her, and Korosama taught her that she can live in a different world and live in a better world with the students. And I thought that was really cool. I like that. I like that development. My favorite part of the episode that just made me laugh, because you never see this with a girl. You always see this with dudes, but you never see this with a girl. So this made me laugh a lot. Was when her arm was broken, and so to bandage her arm up, Karasama rips his shirt off, and he has to he ties it up into a little splint, and then you see Professor Bitch. She starts having a nosebleed, and he's like, "Whoa, are you okay? You can't. What's wrong?" She's like, "Oh, nothing. It's just seeing your body got me a little excited." I'm like, that's funny, because usually you see that with a guy in anime
You
whenever
know?
he sees boobs or whatever.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, Kurosama's kick ass. He beat the hell out of Reaper. Reaper's the
That
biggest
was
assassin, and this guy comes up. He's like, "Dude, I'll kill you. I'll kill you."
Yeah, yeah. Reaper is Koro Sensei's apprentice, which I'm sure Koro Sensei will get into later on, when he divulges his full backstory. But man, that guy is literally on the same level as Koro Sensei. He's supposed to be right behind Koro Sensei,
And this guy
and
killed him.
yeah, so that means if he really wanted to, I'm pretty sure Karasama could kill Koro Sensei.
And he may not be a Bruce Skull, but he definitely was a Red Skull's face. It looked like the Red Skull by the end of the episode. I was like, dude.
That was cool. That was cool. And I like how in the end of the episode, Koro Sensei kind of acknowledges that he made a mistake with Reaper in the first place, because he was like, whoever taught him was a fool. And I'm like, oh, I like that. I like that little reference
Little
there.
nod, yeah.
Yeah.
I like how Professor Bitch, when she gets brought back to the class, she's like, "You could all have sex with me one at a time. I don't care."
Yeah, she was like, she's like, all the girls are jealous of my beauty, and I can see all of you guys. You're always peeping and staring at me. It's like I can already tell this is going to explode into just an orgy of sexual violence, and I'm like, oh my god, where is this? And they're just like, no, bitch, just come to class.
Just come back. We don't want to have sex with you. Ugh.
It's like, well, Korosama might, but it's like the rest of us, we're good, we're okay.
Oh, I'm sure a couple of the boys were thinking about it for a second.
that,
Would have got killed.
that probably crossed their mind. I love that one of the guys, when Karasama gives Professor Bitch the rose, and she ends up blushing and whatever. One of the guy students is like, I called dibs. That's not fair. I called dibs.
Nope.
Oh, that was so funny. I like Professor Bitch and Karasama's relationship.
I do too. After this episode, I really like Professor Bitch more, and it's going to be interesting to see how this series concludes itself in the end.
Yeah, and again, her backstory was really interesting. I liked where they went with that.
Oh, I like how Kurosama also went to the government and added a stipulation that the students can't get hurt.
Yep.
Or the bounty's done.
Yeah, and also they need to improve their conditions at school, because if they're gonna risk their lives, they might as well be guaranteed their safety.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But then he mentions that there's another plan going into effect where a lot of other people are coming.
Yeah, the final assassination project, which is the final project they're gonna assign for the students as their final grade for the semester to kill Koro Sensei.
Yeah, they have to do it or they don't graduate.
No, they don't. No, they have to do it or the world's gonna end. It's not just have to graduate.
Yeah. Well, the incentive is though that they'll die and they won't graduate.
Yep.
So That's it for the weekly stuff. Now we go into the special stuff, which is One Punch Man.
Yep.
Uh,
One Punch!
Special number 3, and this was all about Sonic. And this takes place right after Saitama fights Sonic for the first time, and
he punched Sonic in the nuts.
And we see that over and over again, so we remember. And basically, what it is Sonic has PTSD. That's the best way to put it.
Pretty much.
PTSD, and he's afraid, and he just isn't the same again. And he meets up with this guy who's a hunter, and he has like kind of the same problem.
But it's with a bear. His Saitama is pretty much a bear. This like demon bear that like attacked him and scratched him and stuff. And I love how Sonic trains. He carves Saitama's face into a tree, and then like
No. That was when Saitama's face went into the tree. He made other Saitamas that were dummies.
Yep. And then like they had like an astral projection battle, which I thought was really cool. Mm-hmm. And then he finds this little pig. And
he saves this little pig from a snake. Yeah, that was so cute. I love that.
Yeah, and then the little piglet becomes his friend. And it's
you know what this is? You know what this is? It's Sonic's character going from being just a cold-blooded evil assassin into like kind of an anti-hero mode, right?
Yeah. I saw where that was going. And it was pretty cool. I liked that, he made friends with the pig and the hunter, and he was helping the hunter get food and stuff, and he like gave the hunter a speech after he completed his training where like, you need to embrace your fear and like don't let it control you. You can control it, and you can take on your enemy yourself.
And use a different method. That his original method was going to fail. He had to change it up.
Yep, and so that was cool. And then, like, he ends up being able to defeat his Saitama projection, so he leaves. And then, at the end, the hunter gets attacked by the demon bear, but then
Saitama shows up!
Saitama shows up, and I love that the pig recognizes Saitama from the tree.
And runs away.
The pig runs away. He's like, well, I was going to have bacon, but the pig ran away, so I guess I'm going to have bear instead. And he punches the bear.
No more bear.
And the bear ends up in his steak pot. And it's like, Genos is asking him, can you really eat bear, Sensei? He's like, well, most meats are edible. He's like, I'll take note of that. Is that part of training? He's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then you see Sonic just waiting. He's like, next time we fight Saitama will be your last. But obviously they don't fight within the season, so that doesn't happen yet. But I'm pretty sure in season 2 we'll get a Sonic Saitama rematch.
Oh, I'm sure about it, definitely. But I enjoyed the special, regardless of how short it was, regardless that it was focused on somebody that's in the world of Saitama. It was still so good.
I want the Tornado special because I want to know more about Tornado. Like
yes, I would like that.
Yeah, Tornado and Silver Fang. I also really like Silver Fang.
We'll get both of them, and I'm sure we'll get more Genesis, and I'm sure we'll get a couple more. There has to be one or two more of Saitama before he became One Punch Man, like when he had the hair and everything.
Yep.
So we have enough specials to last us at least another half a year.
Yeah, so until the season 2 comes back.
Or the movie.
Yeah, I feel like what Attack on Titan should have did this. Attack on Titan should have had specials in between this long wait so that the hype doesn't die down when Attack on Titan season 2 eventually comes out.
I think One Punch Man and Dimension W and Divine Gate, especially because Dimension W and Divine Gate are in America now, One Punch Man absolutely is going to be behind. I think Attack on Titan kind of got buried, and they're going to have to really... I mean, I've read the manga, so I know where they're going to go, but they're really going to have to do something amazing for the anime, or else it's just going to fall behind now.
Yeah, because, I mean, we already know because we've read it that they're going to go into a really cool direction, but, I mean, they're going to have to do a lot to build the hype back up. Mm-hmm. But we'll definitely be watching that when it comes out, because it'll be this spring that it comes, that the season 2 is going to drop. So.
Oh, sweet. So then we can watch that for Anime Weekly for sure. So I'm really excited, but... Again, people who don't watch anime know One Punch Man. Nobody knew about... If you didn't like anime, you didn't know about Attack on Titan. So Attack on Titan has a lot...
Unless you saw those memes in the commercials.
That's true, but I mean, One Punch Man didn't even need memes. Memes were made after One Punch Man went off the air. So I'm sorry, One Punch Man literally rented itself through its
Yep.
episodes.
And next week, my One Punch Man shirt should be coming in the mail, so you'll see me rocking a One Punch Man shirt on next week's episode of Anime Weekly.
I hate you. I want a One Punch Man shirt. Give me your shirt.
You could. I gave you the link. You could have ordered.
Oh, but the shipping was $8. That was ridiculous for a shirt. Even T Fury only charges $2 for shipping.
Oh man. But yeah, I'll be getting that soon. But well, I think the reason charge so much is because it comes really really quick.
True. I don't need it quick. I would have taken a few days minus it though and paid $2.
But yeah, this was a good special. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Same thing. It's nice because it's like a little poke on the shoulder, like, hey, remember One Punch Man? Here's something little for you to remember it by.
It's like yeah, hey, we're still here. Don't worry, guys. We're not gonna disappear.
We'll be back. Yeah.
I just really, 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 really hope they don't change the theme song. They better not.
They can't. The theme song is too iconic now. It's kind of like Dragon Ball Z. Can't change it.
Yep.
So that was Anime Weekly for the last week of February, guys. Starting next week with episode 8, we will be going in a video and audio format. The audio format will be on SoundCloud, so you got that to look forward to, and you'll be able to take us on the go. You won't be able to see our beautiful faces, but you'll at least be able to hear a full episode of Anime Weekly and not have to worry about pausing a video, having to memorize the time. You'll be able to go right into, the audio version of this show and just listen to it beginning to end. We try to keep it at an hour format, and right now we're at an hour, 10 minutes. Went 10 minutes over, but we had a lot of nostalgia talk at the beginning of the show, so normally we try to keep it at about an hour. But yeah, as always, feel free to comment below anything you'd like to suggest, any animes that you're watching, or any questions you have for us about any of the animes we watch.
Yeah, or anything like that we recommended. Like if you tried, like let's say you tried One Punch Man out and like how you're liking that, or you tried Fairy Tail, or you tried Dimension W. Let us know how that's going for you. Angel, we know you tried Assassination Classroom. Hope you're liking that because it seems like you really are enjoying that one.
DN has really enjoyed Fairy Tail, so.
Oh yeah, and he mentioned something that's really interesting that I didn't notice, but then once he pointed it out, it is true. Once the next arc of Fairy Tail starts, usually they do a whole thing in the first episode of an arc where they literally tell you everything that happened before. So I don't think you won't need to catch up for real, because they'll catch you up on everything pretty much. But it'll still be good to go back.
Of course, to get the detailed version. Also, unfortunately, as of next episode, One Piece will become a Otaku Hour exclusive because it's much better to watch in bulk. I cannot sit down every week and watch an episode of people running around willy-nilly in the streets being chased by a bird cage. Maybe the next story arc will progress faster and we'll bring One Piece back, but for at least the rest of the Doflamingo story arc, we are going to exclusively make it for the Otaku Hour. So, as always, in the description below will be a link to Jeremy's channel and a link to a bunch of other awesome sites connected right here on Dark Avenger C86, Comic Frontline, Zone 4 Podcast, Frontline Gaming Zone, Last Ember Press. Check those out in your spare time. Hopefully we'll see you guys leave some comments below. And until next week, everybody.
Keep watching your anime. Sorry about that. I missed my cue.
You missed your cue, but it's okay.
My
You
bad.
recovered. You recovered. And we'll see you guys next week. Enjoy your anime. Enjoy the rest of the week. And we'll see you next Monday morning.
See ya.
Everybody. Or actually, we're recording this you're getting this in the morning, so good morning. Or good, yeah. Whenever you're watching it, good whatever.
Good time. Good time.
I have a better answer. Goodbye.